This is He Knows Everything, bringing you that heat and far. We keeping a foot on the wall, dog, geeks. We keeping a foot on the wall, dog, geeks. He Knows Everything has to break this thing down. I'm going to do a 2-part variation of it. But there's a difference between organic aura and inflated and over-exaggerated aura. Let me explain what the delineation, let me explain what the gulf, the separation, and the reality of it is all about. Organic aura is always aura built on prototypical people. People that are the originators of what the fuck they do. When people say Michael Jordan copied Elgin Baylor and he copied all of these guys, you have to understand, did Michael Jordan take elements from these guys in terms of what these guys done from a basketball standpoint? Yes, he did. But the reason why Michael Jordan is the prototype in what he's done is because these guys never reached the feat that Michael Jordan reached. Michael Jordan transcended basketball. He made basketball global. Did Elgin Baylor do this? No. Did Dr. J do this? No. They were national basketball players. They were great. But they never made it global. They never made it a globalized thing. If you watch Michael Jordan became this bigger than life image. Basically, he became this guy who looked like he was walking on water, literally. For a man to do that, the only person that we know that's done that is Jesus Christ. This is what Michael Jordan has become, that type of person in his genre, his aura. Originated aura is aura that has basically a oozing light that emanates it. He Knows Everything has been told that he has that same aura. As a matter of fact, this tenant that he just closed the other day, when he was sitting down with her, she just said, you know, I hope, you know, this, you don't take this personally, you know, and I hope you don't take this in a very weird way, but, you know, I just needed to tell you this. And He Knows Everything kept his business frame, his business structure, because when his business is business, man, He Knows Everything don't got time to be dealing with personal nonsense. But it was acceptable what she said, because she felt the need that she had to say it. She just said, I don't know what it is about you, but it's something about you. It's like you have this light that shines all around you. Like you just have this aura that emanates you. She said that. I wish I could have recorded it. He Knows Everything wished that he could have recorded it, but she said it. She's not the first one to say it. I've had, you know, partners in my life that have told me this. I've had all kinds of people that have told me this. I've had people since I was a toddler that told me it's like you have fire that surrounds you. This is what originated aura is all about. Michael Jordan has this. Floyd Mayweathers of the world have this. Tiger Woods of the world have this. Tom Brady's of the world have this. These are guys that built off of the volition of their own strength. Kobe Bryant has it. It's not to the degree of Michael Jordan, but Kobe Bryant has originated aura. Kobe Bryant, when he steps into a room, he is automatically respected. His aura is felt. Now, there's what's called inflated and over-exaggerated aura. Jay-Z has this aura of originated aura, where when Jay-Z steps into the room, his aura stands and shines brighter than anyone. The over-exaggerated, the inflated and over-exaggerated aura is found in guys like Kanye West. Kanye West is a genius in terms of what he's done, like being basically a producer. He's not the greatest rapper, and people that say that he's a great rapper, that's a stretch. Because if you know anything about rapping, you would understand he's not great. He's very good, but he's not a great rapper. The fact that he's very good and he stands out, that's impressive. That's an impressive feat in of itself. But he's not a wordsmith. Jay-Z is a wordsmith. He's not a Nas. Nas is a literal rapping copy box. These are rappers. These are guys that are elite at what they do. Eminem's of the world. He's not these types of guys. L Cool J's. He's not these types of guys. Let's just be honest with ourselves. He's not DMX. He's not Tupac. He's not Biggie. He's not these levels. These levels of MCs on another breath. Kanye is not on the same level of these guys. Where Kanye's genius comes into play is in his creative artistry. Kanye is a creative artist. And creative artists tend to create beautiful creativity. He gets credit for that. He Knows Everything has never knocked him on that. But if you notice, anytime Kanye West has been in the room with Jay-Z, his aura is revealed as an aura of basically inflation, over-exaggeration. It does not stand with Jay-Z's aura. I can be willing to bet the house. I could bet anything on anybody with this. If you put Jay-Z and you put Kanye West in the room, Kanye West will be the lesser aura. He will be revealed as the inorganic aura to Jay-Z's aura. He just doesn't have what Jay-Z has in commanding the room. This is why He Knows Everything told you there's levels to this true alpha shit. It's just like He Knows Everything. This is what's funny. No one, He Knows Everything is the only one on YouTube that can say that he built his channel off of the volition of himself. There's no one on YouTube that can say that. Everyone else on YouTube has used someone to prop them up and build them up. And He Knows Everything knows this to be true because someone has helped them. They've had somebody as a mod or mode of succession to push them. He Knows Everything did this all by himself through his own genius and through his own ability. You have to understand why that aura, that prototype can never be surpassed. Because it was done off of the volition and the strength of the originality of the person. He Knows Everything doesn't have room to copy nobody because He Knows Everything is off the dome. He's like a Jay-Z, he's off the dome. He goes off of his own creativity. There have been moments where He Knows Everything uses something that someone says. We all have done that. We all have basically been, users of that. But He Knows Everything always give credit where credit's due. When those moments have happened, far few and in between, rare and unique moments. But when they happen, He Knows Everything gives credit where credit's due. There has not been a YouTuber that has stepped into the world of YouTubing like He Knows Everything. And once He Knows Everything stepped into YouTube, the level of standard changed. The mod of success changed. He Knows Everything has had many proteges, just like Jay-Z has had many proteges. But Jay-Z has had his most successful protege in Kanye West. He Knows Everything is his most successful protege. Everyone knows who He Knows Everything's protege is. It's obvious. He Knows Everything doesn't have to name the protege. You just can put two and two together and see who the protege is. Because He Knows Everything guided this protege, taught this protege, molded this protege. This protege seeked He Knows Everything out through schooling. And He Knows Everything gave him instruction because he saw great potential. When you see great potential in someone, knowledge is not meant to be selfish with it. And He Knows Everything's always going to be like this. Because God blesses you when you share knowledge and you share the wisdom, you share the understanding. God blesses you for this. And He will always bless you for it. Anytime He Knows Everything sees, because there's going to be more proteges that's going to raise up. The man above already revealed to me there's going to be a protege in the future that's going to be, and this is going to be the protege that's actually going to surpass He Knows Everything. In He Knows Everything's old croaky years, there's going to be a protege that He Knows Everything is going to have to prep because that protege is going to be the actual one to surpass him. But it's because God has already done the work with He Knows Everything, and He Knows Everything has been pushed to the side at that point. And now this protege is going to have to pick up because his mission is going to be a greater mission. But God already revealed this to He Knows Everything. So He Knows Everything knows in that day when he gets a lot older, he's going to have to prep this guy. He doesn't know when he's going to meet this kid or when he's going to meet him, but he knows the kid is being born right now. He's actually 40 years older than this kid. And when he's about, I believe the man above said when he's about 80, he's going to have to prep this protege so that this protege is going to be ready to go. But he knows everything's going to cross paths with this protege when he knows everything's about 60 and this protege is about 20. So I'm very much looking forward to meeting this protege, because for someone to be the person that's actually going to surpass He Knows Everything, it's going to be a blessing to meet this person and to know who this person is. It's obviously Man Above revealed it, because this man and this protege is going to have a greater mission at that time, so he's gonna have to be greater in what he does. But that's the only motherfucker that He Knows Everything knows of. Everyone else, if you look at it, if He Knows Everything steps into a video, a live, anything, just put He Knows Everything next to anyone, people will notice automatically the difference of the aura from He Knows Everything and everyone else. He Knows Everything will stand out as the true alpha of true alphas. There's a reason why this protege called He Knows Everything the alpha of alphas. This didn't come out of He Knows Everything's mouth. It's because the protege understands who is more ultimate than He Knows Everything. And he understands the fear factor that He Knows Everything provides on YouTube. He understands that no one challenges the He Knows Everything throne. His protege's been trying himself. He's been erroneously failing. And people's been laughing it up like... Does he not understand? Does he not understand to watch the throne? Does he not understand that this is the throne? That you cannot take the throne? You cannot take the He Knows Everything throne, because the He Knows Everything throne was built off of blood, sweat, and tears of He Knows Everything. When you have organic aura can never be dominated. There's inflated and over-exaggerated aura. Inflated and over-exaggerated aura is always going to be what it's going to be. Inflated and over-exaggerated aura. Kanye West overplayed his hand when he lied back in 2012 on a Yeezy verse. I think the verse was called God or something. I don't know what the fuck this shit is called. Something. Because he's always basically inflating and over-exaggerating, just like he's inflated and over-exaggerated his network. He Knows Everything, because he understands how fragile this protege's ego is, because He Knows Everything understands everyone's weakness. See, this is what people don't understand. When you sit at the highest food chain, you know everyone's weakness around you. Sun Tzu, aka Art of War, tells you your greatest threat always comes from within. So if your greatest threat comes from within, you make sure you study the greatest threat that comes from within, so that when that great threat comes from within, you know how to basically attack the great threat that comes from within. This protege doesn't understand it. He's the highest variation of a protege. And if he goes and asks his value out in the YouTube world, they'll tell him. And there was one moment when that actually happened. He got offended. And that's what caused the first breakout. If we want to be honest, I'm not a He Knows Everything copycat. I'm not a He Knows Everything this. I'm not a He Knows Everything. I'm such and such. Right? This is what caused the first fallout. If he's being honest with himself. If you want to be honest, that's what caused it. He was feeling some type of way. He was insecure and he was miserable and he was jealous and envious about the shit. But you have to understand, when you are a protege, your legacy is forever tied with the mentor that linked you. That's just the way the shit rolls, no matter how successful you become. If you notice, Kanye West, no matter how successful Kanye West is becoming, he's tied to Jay-Z. These are facts. So when people say Kanye West has no equal, in his era, yes, he has no fucking equal. These are things that you can't deny. Kobe Bryant has no equal in his era, yes. But when it comes to the master and the mentor, there is no such thing as, there is no equal with that. The master and the mentor supersedes them. Michael Jordan supersedes Kobe Bryant. Anyone that's being honest with themselves would admit this. Kobe Bryant has admitted this. Kanye West calls Jay-Z boss. No matter how much Kanye West gets in his shit and overinflates and overindulges himself, Kanye West knows deep down that he's not Jay-Z. And that's why he's always looking for Jay-Z's affection and attention. You have to understand the mentor and the protege relationship, the master and the student relationship. The student will always do any and everything in his power to try to impress the master. The protege will do any and everything in his power to try to impress the mentor. This is just the way this shit rolls. Look at He Knows Everything in the reality check. This is an evident fact of how this greatest protege of He Knows Everything is still copying He Knows Everything. When He Knows Everything did the reality check, he created an episode. He put episode behind it. If you notice, and go look at this protege's series, it's episode behind it, because the protege realized the brilliance and the genius. He always sees the genius behind what He Knows Everything does. And he's not stupid. He's going to copy the genius. He's going to copy the greatness. That's just like Kobe Bryant seeing and understanding the flawlessness and the geniusness of Michael Jordan and copying the shit. You're always going to copy greatness. You're always going to copy genius ability. You're always going to copy greatness personification. Because what have we said about greatness personification? Greatness personification can only be hindered. The motherfucker can't be stopped. You're always going to copy the shit. This is what people don't understand. And they have to understand these decorums. He Knows Everything is the originator. No one on YouTube could say they helped He Knows Everything. No fucking one. There have been people that have seeked out He Knows Everything. Big fucking YouTubers. And He Knows Everything has not named them. There are big YouTubers till this day that are saying let's work together, but He Knows Everything can feel their energy of using and can feel their energies. He Knows Everything's not gonna name them. It's none of your fucking business. I said, man, I see what I see in you. You know, if we work together, but He Knows Everything can see they want to use He Knows Everything's genius and his ability, because they can't create like He Knows Everything. This is why He Knows Everything laughed when anyone, even this greatest protege, would get slide to the mouth and say that people are following you. No one creates on the level of He Knows Everything. He Knows Everything's level of creation is second to fucking none. That's why you put episode behind your shit. When we had the last powwow and He Knows Everything broke it down to you, even you were like, damn, that's fucking ingenious. You said it out of your own mouth because you understand, and then you started implementing it because He Knows Everything does things off of his own mind. He Knows Everything cannot tell you the scale of his mind. His mind is basically incalculable. This is why He Knows Everything tells you he's not a regular cat, nor does he think regular, nor does he reside in regular realms. Because he's not a regular cat. He does not think regular, and he does not reside in regular realms. People have called He Knows Everything crazy, but they say, man, you are crazy, but you are a genius. You are ingenious in what the fuck you do. No matter how much you hate He Knows Everything, no matter how much He Knows Everything makes you jealous and envious, it's because he could be more handsome than you, or he could just have more money than you, or he just could have more shit going on than you, and it's questioning your masculinity. It's questioning you as a man, right? And this shit happens. He Knows Everything has to deal with this all the time. This is the cross he has to carry. People are always going to have issues with He Knows Everything. He Knows Everything has had fallouts with plenty of proteges, plenty of people in the past that they just get jealous because they don't like the number 2 position, or they don't like the fact that even if they are a number 1 in of themselves, they're just a tier down from He Knows Everything. They don't like that. And automatically that's going to create jealousy and envy, especially if they're getting some level of modem or some level of modes of success. They're going to think they're on the same level or they've surpassed. But notice when He Knows Everything put out the cease and desist, the motherfucker, even he was smart enough to come correct, because he understands. If you really want to know the power dynamics, you keep fucking around, and then He Knows Everything name drop, and then all that you've done will go to shit. But He Knows Everything's not grimy like that. He's not malicious like that. He's only gonna be that way if you try to come after the fucking throne. But you've learned your lesson, and you realize, okay, let me step away, because even I myself cannot attack this motherfucker. It's very smart. It's the same thing with Michael Jordan. Kobe Bryant understands that Michael Jordan is the ultimate bar, the golden standard. Kanye West understands this with Jay-Z. I've told you guys this. There's been plenty of people that talk about it. Evan Carmichael has done interviews on this shit. Kanye West talks about it. Kanye West says, man, when Jay-Z walks into a room, it's like everything stops. Even I have to stop what I'm doing. Jay-Z brings out the best in me. I have to lift my level standard up. The reason why Kanye West is called Jay-Z selfish is because Kanye West knows that Jay-Z is the only person that Kanye West cannot outmuscle mentally. He knows this. And he fucking understands this. Jay-Z does not play this subservient role to Kanye. Kanye West will outmuscle any and every other motherfucker, but he can't do this with Jay. And when you're dealing with somebody with the ego of a Kanye West, and this is what makes me laugh about Kanye West and this protege, they supposedly talk so much shit about narcissists, and they're fucking narcissists themselves. It's like they're basically cutting against the grain of their own identity and who the fuck they are. They're narcissists them fucking selves. That's what makes me laugh. But they are sociopathic narcissists. And you gotta understand different variations of narcissism and narcissists, man. There's basically overt narcissists, which is what a he knows everything is. And overt narcissists are calculated narcissists. They are cool, calm, and collected narcissists that are controlled. They're even killed. They are narcissists that basically can be grown-ups in the fucking room. And they can basically be people that use emotional intelligence. And they don't get basically overran by their fucking emotions. Michael Jordan is like this. Floyd Mayweather is like this. Tiger Woods is like this. Tom Brady is like this. All of these types of individuals are like this. But you have the Kanye Wests of the world, motherfuckers like this that love to rant. They're not like this. Kanye West is missing a very powerful ingredient. Jay-Z, in a sense, is like a father figure to him, if we're being honest here. But the thing with Kanye West is, because Kanye West is such a mama's boy, and he goes into his mama's boy tantrums, he doesn't fully ingratiate and stop to sit back and watch and pay attention to the full father role modeling that Jay-Z is teaching him. As a father figure, Jay-Z was teaching him, don't fuck with Kim Kardashian. But as the petulant mama's boy son, he didn't listen. And now he's in the precarious situation that he's in. And his yes men, if you notice, you can always draw similes between men's personalities. Who you support and who you rock with tells people the window of the soul of your personality and who you are as an individual. If you defend Kanye West to the core, it's because you're defending you, your personality, your individuality to the core. And the same shortcomings that Kanye West have, you will find that whoever rocks with someone, they have the same shortcomings. The same shortcomings that He Knows Everything has is the same shortcomings that the Jay-Z and Michael Jordan have. We have the shortcomings of, we can come across as insincere at times. We can come across as too much of fucking assholes. These are the things that we deal with. These are the things that show that, you know, we are not perfect in our element, because these are our ways of how we deal with situations, right? And we are a work in progress. We're not perfect. We can come across as basically assholes to people. This is our way of how we deal with situations. But the Kanye West of the world is always crying out. If you notice, he did a recent verse where he said, kill Jay-Z. I mean, come on, man. I don't fuck with Jay-Z. You know, even in Drink Champs, he was basically voyant point. Voyant point in Haitian Creole is just basically talking shit and basically gossiping, man. This is the worst thing that men can fucking do. And no, even if you call yourself a true alpha, if you do this, this is beta male behavior. That's Haitian Creole for basically when you're gossiping against people and you're talking shit against people because of insecurities you have inside of you. He Knows Everything makes men insecure because He Knows Everything is selfish. And the funny thing about it is, this true alpha extraordinaire governed by true alpha economics, He Knows Everything will always call him a true alpha. He's just a tier down. He's not on the same level of He Knows Everything because he had to seek out He Knows Everything. He Knows Everything didn't fucking know who he was. When you have to seek out the person, you're not on the level with the person. That means you needed that person so that you can ascend to the fucking level that you are trying to ascend to. So you're not on the same level and mods of success with this person. And you have to be honest with yourself with this shit. So this motherfucker seeked out He Knows Everything. He Knows Everything didn't even know this motherfucker exists. I mean, he got even to the point where this motherfucker wanted, He Knows Everything had a vacation that he was doing in Washington. See, I'm telling the truth here. See, I can always tell the truth. And this motherfucker wanted to meet He Knows Everything out there in Washington so that he could, I mean, he was a stan. Just like Kobe was a stan to Jordan. You know, when you are a protege, you are a stan. And the greatest proteges are usually the greatest stans because they study the mods of success from the mentor. They study the mods of success from the prototype. And it's okay to do that. Daniel's son had to do that with Miyagi. But this is how these guys get to the levels that they get to, because they understand if they want to become goated in of themselves, they have to pay attention to the GOAT. They got to watch the throne of the GOAT. I mean, this is the way this shit works. So he knows everything will always get slandered and smeared. And this is the funny thing about this protege. The protege is basically doing everything in the opposite of what he's saying. He knows everything's doing a smear. I'm not doing no smear campaign. I'm just telling the truth. It's an openly spanking. Because when you're the master and you're the mentor, you will always openly spank your protege and student. These are facts. This is the greatest protege and student that he knows everything has. And he knows everything will always see you as such. Just like Jay-Z will always see Kanye West as such. You want to know how he knows everything? I always saw you that way. Jay-Z always sees Kanye West that way. Michael Jordan has always saw that. That's why Michael Jordan said Kobe Bryant's a little brother. The mentors will always look at proteges as protege. Even if you're the greatest protege, you are a protege because you suck out that mentor. You sucked out that master. This is what originated aura looks like. This is why when Michael Jordan is in the same room with Kobe, no matter how great Kobe is, everyone realizes Michael Jordan's aura before they even realize Kobe's aura. These are facts. Jay-Z and Kanye West, I don't care what room you put them in, you will notice Jay-Z's aura before you notice Kanye West's aura. Anyone that has worked with He Knows Everything, even guys that are higher, will be considered higher level YouTubers. This is the funny part about it. You put them in the same room with He Knows Everything auras withstands all of them. And the funny thing about it is this protege has been seeked out by, you know, if He Knows Everything's putting two and two together, it could have been the very same YouTubers that have been seeking him out because He Knows Everything rejected them. Now they went to this greatest protege. Now this greatest protege would have revealed himself as a beta male if he would have turned around and worked with them. Who knows? One day he may reveal it. He may just belly up. He Knows Everything's not surprised. He may belly up one day and say, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just going to be beta about this shit. I mean, lately he's been beta male defending Kanye West instead of being honest and saying, you know what? I rocks with Kanye. He's my favorite. You know, I'm the biggest fan of Kanye, but the shit that he's doing, He Knows Everything. I mean, I don't like what you're saying. It's okay to say that. I don't like what you're saying. It's hard for me to digest what you're saying, but I'm gonna be honest. You're telling the truth, because that's what He Knows Everything does. He tells the truth. He's wedded in the truth. When you are wedded in the truth, you're gonna tell the truth. The truth is meant to offend people. The truth is not cute. It's sharper than a two-edged sword, piercing the dividing asunder of the soul and spirit, even of the joints and marrows. Even when He Knows Everything is fucked up, and he's had a recent fuck up, boy, man, this fuck up could have really turned his life to negative. And God had to teach him a lesson through truth. And when God taught him the lesson, he automatically shook it off and realized, and he had to gird himself up and say, you know what? He Knows Everything's too grown to be doing some stupid shit like this. And this is going to stay between He Knows Everything and God, but it happened.
Go ahead, He knows.
But that's the truth. This is the thing. He Knows Everything had to accept the truth in the moment that he fucked up. And he had to accept the truth in the fact that truth has no respect of persons. It's not that He Knows Everything sees Kanye West lesser than, but He Knows Everything realizes the weaknesses with Kanye West, just like he realizes the weaknesses with this protege. This protege don't even understand his weaknesses because the protege is so engrossed in wanting to prove himself. Let me tell you something. When you are so obsessed in wanting to prove yourself to people, that's a sign of insecurity and misery. You should just do it. You should just fucking prove yourself. He Knows Everything told him that was his biggest fucking weakness. He never could accept correction. He never could fix his mouth. When you're dealing with a mentor and you're dealing with a master, and a master and a mentor is teaching you and correcting you, you gotta say, yeah, you're right. I didn't see it that way. Because this is the relationship with master and mentor. This is how you fucking learn. When I'm dealing with my masters and mentors in whatever respective genre or field, whether it's real estate or business, if I fuck up or I didn't see something, I tell my master or mentor, you were right. This is growth here. This is how you fucking learn. Jordan Jordan does this. Jay-Z does this when he's dealing with the Bill Gates and the Warren Buffetts and all these types of motherfuckers of the world. You have to do this. If you don't fucking do this, then you're being delusional as fuck. If you don't do this, you're not being honest with yourself. And if you don't do this, you're not being real. Real motherfuckers do shit like this. You want to know why real motherfuckers do shit like this? It's because they want to continuously grow. This is what growth is all about. I got to ride on this video and break this shit down, because this video needs to teach motherfuckers how to do shit the right fucking way. There's originated aura, and there's what we call inflated and over-exaggerated aura. When you look at Jay-Z, he is originated aura, because his aura was originated off him. No one can say Jay-Z's success was built off of them. No, Jay-Z did this shit himself. He built Rockefeller Records off of the blood, sweat, and tears of his sheer fucking ability. These are facts. Now, he had business partners to help with offsetting this. You need a village when it comes to these things. You need a team. Everyone needs a fucking team. But it was off of his ability that this shit was built. This is why Jay-Z can confidently cross his fucking legs and say Kanye West came on my label and I was his mentor and his big brother. Without Kanye West getting officialized by Jay-Z and getting the chain, no one fucking knows who Kanye West is. Without He Knows Everything constantly blasting and broadcasting this protege, no one fucking knows who this protege is. This protege's success on YouTube, the lifeline of it is because of the connection and the affiliation, the association of He Knows Everything. He knows it. He's admitted it many fucking times over. It's the same thing with the Jay-Z and Kanye. So when you have a master and student relationship, a mentor and protege relationship, it's not equal. And you delude yourself when you ever get to the point where you think that. And this is where Kanye West has what's called inflated and over-exaggerated aura, because he's gotten to the mindset where he thinks he's bigger than. You're not fucking bigger than. You are a protege. You're bigger than every other motherfucker like Drake and all these other motherfuckers that you inspired. They've said it that you, have inspired them. In your era, you are the prototype. But when it comes to the master, when it comes to the mentor, you're the fucking protege. Your role would never fucking change in that regard. If you even look at the recent installment of Karate Kid, Mr. Miyagi is long gone and dead, but Daniel-san is still learning lessons from him. Because this is master student, mentor protege. This shit never changes. Anybody that's been a protege of He Knows, you will never leave that role. That role will always be what the fuck it is, because He Knows Everything mastered you and he mentored you. This is how this shit rolls. And not being honest with yourself and not manning up and not growing the fuck up to see this for what it is, it reveals insecurities. He Knows Everything knew all these weaknesses in you. That's why he knew the beta male. These were beta male layer of weaknesses in you. You have to break free from these things for you to reach the full potential. Here's another master lesson that He Knows Everything is going to teach you, protege. Because you're the greatest protege He Knows Everything knows. You're the closest. He's told you this. And he's going to tell you to hear. You gotta work on these fucking weaknesses. If you work on these weaknesses, you will become unstoppable. If you master these weaknesses and you turn these weaknesses into strength, He Knows Everything will even tell you. You will get near his fucking level if you master these things. You'll never be on the level because you always be protege, but you will get so near his level to the point to where people will be like, man, it'll be like Kobe Bryant. It'll be to that stature. You haven't reached that. You haven't ascended to that yet, because there's layers there, beta male layers of insecurity and misery that you have to go through and get fucking through. See, this is going to be a long drawn out video because it has to break this shit down. And it has to explain this shit in its full weight and full totality. People got to understand. Master to student, mentor to protege is not the same. They're not equals. And there's originated aura, and then there's inflated and over-exaggerated aura. And your aura becomes inflated and over-exaggerated when you try to supersede the originated aura. Because there's the prototype, and then there is the models that come after the prototype. You notice the prototype is always the mod of success. It's always what is the standard. If you look at Apple, you look at all these companies, General Mills, they all have had a prototype of success that they can look at, a bar that has elevated their companies. No matter what they do after that, that mode of success, that standard, that whatever it was that they had, that was basically the thing that transcended their succession, that made them successful, will always be synonymous with them. Whether if it was a brand, whether if it was an idea, whether if it was this, whether if it was that, that was where the originated aura lied. He knows everything is an originated aura. And when you're originated aura, your aura cannot be denied. This is why you sucked out He Knows Everything. This is why Kobe Bryant seeked out Michael Jordan. This is why Kanye West seeked out Jay-Z, because they understand and respected that originated aura. And hence Kobe Bryant became an originated aura, because Kobe Bryant never outshined the master. He followed the first law of the 48 laws of power to the fucking T. Kanye West keeps breaking the first law, and that's why Kanye West is not getting the real respect he deserves. Anytime Kanye West minds his fucking mouth, minds his fucking tongue, and operates up under the first law, that's when he will reach his full potential. Kanye West is not going to ever reach the heights that he wants to reach until he understands that. He tried to overplay his hand with Jay-Z. And he tried to overplay his hand with fucking Michael Jordan. And he's constantly being spanked in public for it. You notice Jay-Z has to be the grown-up cleaning shit up. It's because Kanye West is a mama's boy. If you notice, mama's boy have the tendency. This greatest protege is mama's boy too. Mama's boy always have one layer that's missing in them. And the layers that they have missing in them is there wasn't an active father, a father figure, a father role model, and a father personality in the home. So they miss that key layer. So they get their fathership through a He Knows Everything. They get their fathership through a Jay-Z. They get their fathership through a Michael Jordan. If they're smart, they keep following the fathership of what these guys bring to the fucking table. When they're not smart and they go against the grain of it, if you notice, they go into this place of deranged, weird, insanity fucking behavior. And it's not insanity of genius, it's insanity of weirdness. Just plain old fucking weirdness, man. Shit that just doesn't make sense. This is the delineation. This is the distinction. This is the gulf and the separation between originated aura and aura that's fabricated. Aura that's fucking inflated. That's the cool part. That's the unadulterated. That's the cutthroat telefashion. When it's all said and done, this is the reality. People can accept it for what it is, but this is the truth. This is why He Knows Everything. Amongst the proteges, he will always stand out. This is why Michael Jordan, amongst Kobe Bryant, his protege, any other protege, and Michael Jordan is molded, whether it's Scottie Pippen, whatever, Jordan will always stand out. This is why Jay-Z will always stand out amongst Kanye, no matter what Kanye succeeds and does. Because Jay-Z is the prototype. He's the originated aura. Michael Jordan is the prototype. He's the originated aura. He Knows Everything is the prototype, the originated aura. You can't beat that. That's what people got to understand. Just accept it. The quicker you come to the acceptance of it and become like the way Kobe Bryant has become, the greatest student. Kobe Bryant's the greatest student ever, because Kobe Bryant understood that he would never attain. That's why Kobe Bryant came out recently throughout the years and said, I don't want to be the next Michael Jordan. I just want to be the next Kobe Bryant. That was Kobe Bryant's way. If you peel the layers of the onion of explaining, that was Kobe Bryant's way of explaining that if you peel in the layers of the onion, that he was not on Michael Jeffrey Jordan's level. So he understood that he had to be his own level, which is a tier down, which is basically what we would say a goated level, because it wasn't GOAT. There's only one fucking GOAT and one goated. This is the way this shit rolls. This protege is the greatest protege He Knows Everything has ever had. So he's goated. He's not the fucking GOAT. He Knows Everything is the GOAT. Kanye West is goated because Jay-Z goated him. But Jay-Z is the fucking GOAT. You see how this shit rolls? There's levels to this shit. There's gears. And it's delusional and it's erroneous to think that. Don't take He Knows Everything's word for it. Go out there and ask the landscape of people what your level is as it is in opposition to He Knows Everything? Ask the question. I guarantee you'll be too insecure and ashamed and miserable to do it. I know it, and you fucking know it. It's like Tupac told Nas, you and I know the truth, motherfucker. You and I know the truth. Behind closed doors, you and I know the truth, motherfucker. You and I know the truth. And Nas had to shut the fuck up because Tupac told the truth. You and I know the truth. Ask. He Knows Everything always is willing to put his originated aura on the landscape. Ask. And people will say, well, you know, you a He Knows Everything copycat. It's going to offend you. And then you're going to have to try to defend your position. You're going to get jealous and envious, and you're going to get insecure. You're going to be miserable about it instead of taking it as an ultimate compliment. Because that's just people basically saying you're the closest. It's okay. Kobe understood that, validated it, and that's why Kobe Bryant eventually accepted it. It was hard for him, but he accepted it, and he started, like in the last day, I damn near took 100%. He got to the point where he had to accept. Then in life, you just got to accept certain shit, man. It fucking is what the fuck it is. That's the cool part. That's the unadulterated. That's the cutthroat truth teller fashion. So recap. Michael Jeffrey Jordan is the originated aura. He's the master. He's the mentor. Kobe Bryant is the protege and the fucking student. Jay-Z is the originated aura. He's the master. He's the mentor. Kanye West is the protege. He's the fucking student. He Knows Everything. He's the originated aura. He's the master. He's the mentor. And then you have this highest variation of a student, protege. He's gone rogue right now. Who the fuck knows? A midlife crisis? I don't know. I don't know if it's a Chicago thing. I'm starting to rationalize my brain. These Chicago niggas, they got problems. They got mental fucking problems. Mental issues. I'm starting to draw this motherfucker from Chicago, Kanye West from Chicago. Like you just put two and two together. Something about the Chicago water is not making fucking sense. When you start drawing the simile of these things, you start realizing there's differences, man. He Knows Everything built his shit from the mud. And that's why He Knows Everything has the respect he has in the YouTube world. People know this. This is why they respect him authentically and consistently. But it's okay. You know your mods of success is proud from He Knows Everything. He Knows Everything built you up, raised you up, guided you, molded you, schooled you until this day, even in using episode. Because He Knows Everything see that. You're still copycatting the master and the mentor. Imitation by far is the greatest form of flattery. Let me say it again. Imitation by far is the greatest form of flattery. That's the cold-hearted. That's the unadulterated. That's the cutthroat truth teller fashion. I keeps the foot on the what? Yeeks. I keeps the foot on the what? Yeeks. This is He Knows Everything. Check it out.